best if you're present. I mean, you could work from home, but you should be at least present in some way at work. This is more tricky. It is impossible for an employer to have correct and complete information about the future absence from work for every, and this is the key, individual that the employer considers hiring or promoting. True or false? True. Why is it true? In Sweden, there has been a big debate whether it's politically correct or not for an employer to ask a person, will you have children or not? I think this debate is rather useless because the person you ask doesn't know. Right? I mean, who knows? I mean, did you know that you were going to have 3 children? No. And if you have children, you don't know what you're going to do, how you're going to divide the parental leave, because I've met many women who say, before they have children, I'm going to split it equal with my husband. And then they become pregnant. I want everything for myself. That is not a very uncommon reaction in Sweden these days. But if you agree with these 2 statements, if you say both these statements are true, you agree that statistical discrimination between women and men exists. So what have you agreed to? Statistical discrimination. An individual is attributed the behavior which is the most common in the group to which she or he belongs. I don't know about you personally, but you're a woman, you seem to be of fertile ages. I think that you will behave like most people in the group you belong to will behave. A man in fertile ages? Yes, there maybe. You are a man, probably in fertile ages, and I don't know anything about you as an individual, but you will probably behave like men mostly do. Right? And that's what men and women mostly do. So I'm not prejudiced as an employer. I'm rational. This is my best guess. And it means that every woman or man carries the average risk of absence due to parental leave pertaining to the group's mothers, or the red group, or fathers, or the blue group. I mean, statistical discrimination you could apply to many areas, not just this one. But we have the red group, the high risk, and the blue group, low risk. So this is a rational thing to do, and sometimes people get angry on me for sort of defending employers. It's the best guess. And sometimes people misunderstand and think that statistical discrimination is when employers harass people who want to be or who have been on a parental leave. That is not statistical discrimination. That's something else. That's bad manners and discriminate. That is not statistical discrimination. The statistical discrimination is here that a woman in childbearing ages automatically is seen as more risky to hire or promote. That occurs independently of her productivity at work. She cannot influence this by her own actions. It says high risk. And sometimes people in Sweden say that this should be a kitchen table decision, how you should divide parental leave. Have you this expression, kitchen table? Do you understand what I mean? And I said, okay, there are around 3 million people around your kitchen table. So that is statistical discrimination. And now we have a very interesting political problem. The commission that I worked in, the suggestions were too modest, according to my taste. But they wanted to prolong the parental leave and divide it 5 months to the mother, 5 months to the father, and 5 to equally. 5 to free, not quoted. And political parties in Sweden, they shy away from this problem because it means making your priorities clear. And if you make your priorities clear as a political party, you may lose some votes, right? You want to make everybody happy. So if statistical discrimination between women and men exists, and you have said it does, we must make our priorities clear. Which of the goals do we value the most? We can like both of these goals. The first is parents' individual rights to choose how they will allocate the days on parental benefit between themselves quite freely. That's one goal. That could be a good thing. The other goal is women's rights to the same opportunities as men on the labor markets. That is, women's right not to have this high-risk stamp in the forehead. If you like both things, you have to set one as number one and the other one as number two. And most of the political parties in Sweden have a very big problem doing this. They want to make everybody happy. But you can't do that. You have to set one as number one and one as number two. And I have made, for me personally, my priorities clear. I don't mind people putting number one on parents' individual rights, but you should be very aware that then women's rights to the same opportunity comes as number two. And I had contacts with the leader from the Christian Democrats in Sweden when I worked in this commission. And I respect him very much because he's very clear. He's very consequent. Fine, I like that. I don't vote for him, but I like that. I mean, as a voter, I want the party's political priorities made clear. And this is my last slide. Returning to the causes of gender wage differences in the Swedish labor market. Are they due to prejudice or rationality, or both? I'd say probably both explanations are valid, because statistical discrimination is not the kind of prejudice we mean when we usually talk about prejudice. It's sort of a rational rational thing to do for employers who do not like absence, who prefer presence at work. And to lessen the impact of rationality in the form of statistical discrimination, you should not go like this to the employers. That's quite useless. You should have, if you have a generous system of parental leave, it must be based on the individual parent, not the family unit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna. Ahora, después de esta interesantísima y clarísima intervención, supongo que habrá muchas preguntas. Pero antes de las preguntas sí quería comentar unas cuestiones logísticas sobre el café. El café podemos tomarlo arriba, en la entrada, con unas galletas que hemos traído. Podemos también tomarlo en el edificio de Hacienda que está al lado, saliendo a la izquierda, para tomar un poco de aire puro. Y también hay unas máquinas de café al lado de los ascensores, o sea que hay muchas posibilidades. Y otra cosa es que, puesto que ya se han acabado las ponencias en inglés, podéis dejar los receptores al salir. Y ahora, perdona. Ahora esas preguntas que seguro que hay.
I'm available during the coffee break as well.
Yo voy a hacer la pregunta en español, lo siento. Voy a hacer la pregunta en español y también siento...
Espera un segundo.
Siento por hacer la pregunta en español y también siento mi falta de conocimiento sobre economía, pero lo que se me está planteando, no sé si es más una reflexión o una pregunta. La cuestión es que la ponente anterior ha propuesto que hay muchas medidas de economía política, de políticas económicas, vaya,